questions. We're going to start with Mike Reese, followed by Mike Jerod. Mike, you're muted.
Stacy. Oh yeah. Okay. Perfect. Sorry about that, Jerod. After evaluating the tape and getting together with the coaches, what is the plan for quarterback going forward?
Jacoby is our quarterback until I say he's not the quarterback. I thought last night he showed a lot of toughness, a lot of grit, on protection breakdowns, tried to do what we asked him to do. But I would say just as a team, as a coaching staff, we just got to be better.
Next question, Mike Jerod, followed by Chris Ryan.
Jerod, you were pretty critical of the offensive line last night. Is there anything you can do internally to correct the problems, or is this something that you start to need to look outside the organization to help find some fixes?
No, I believe we can correct the problems internally. It comes down to details, and we were not sharp on our details as a unit. And that's what the offensive line is. It's not just one person, it's a unit, and being able to see the picture out of the same set of goggles, and we just didn't do that last night. But I do think it's correctable.
Thank you.
Chris Ryan.
Hey, Jerod, just looking at the tape from last night, what did you see in terms of the main issues with pass protection and on being unable to recognize some of the stuff they were doing?
Look, we had some young guys out there. They showed a few different looks that, I don't know, maybe caused some confusion, but just the communication as a whole has to be better. And look, I still have faith in those guys to get the job done. We just got to be very intentional about the way we approach the game and the way we adjust in game.
I'll open it up for additional questions.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay.
This is Phil Perry. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Phil, jump in, and then I'll step
Phil.
back.
Go ahead, Phil.
Sorry, I'm on the audio only version. Jerod, I'm just curious if you guys would consider altering the practice plan for the quarterback reps. Is there any chance you might want to give Drake a little bit more moving forward?
Right now, I would say it's still status quo, and kind of said it earlier. Jacoby's still our starting quarterback, and we just got to be ready to support him. There are 11 guys out there on offense, so it's everyone. So to answer your question, that's really not under consideration at this time.
Next question, Mike Reese, followed by Chris Ryan.
Jerod, you might have been asked this, and I apologize because I got cut off there for a little bit, but were you asked about Drake and his performance just on the last drive and what you saw from evaluating the tape from him?
Yeah, man, look, another guy he has athleticism. He can make all the throws. I thought he, coming off the bench at that time is always tough no matter what position, but especially at the quarterback position. I thought he did handle himself well and, try to put a drive together. And something to build off of. I thought it was a good opportunity for him to go out there and get some live reps.
We'll go back to Chris Ryan.
Hey, Jerod, is it difficult to evaluate Jacoby given, some of the conditions he's had to play under in, these first 3 games? And is that one of the reasons that obviously you want to give him a little bit more of an opportunity because of some of the conditions obviously he's had to deal with?
I don't know if that's the case. What I would say is all of our focus right now is to get to 2-2. And, I said we have the bonus Monday and then get ready for San Fran. So, look, everything's always under evaluation. But just so I'm clear, Jacoby is still our starting quarterback until I say he's not.
It's a Keegan Stiefel. Who are you with?
Madison.
Go ahead.
Jerod, just defensively, it seemed like the over-aggressiveness came back to bite you a little bit with Rodgers kind of checking into some of the short yardage stuff to pick up first downs. What went into the idea to blitz him? Maybe it was charted as more than you did against Burrow, less than Geno Smith.
Some of those weren't really blitzes. They're what we call simulated pressures. So we still have, our shell defense in the background. What I would say is, we just did a poor job keeping them in the pocket, and that comes down to discipline. And going back to what caused us what the biggest issue was, in my opinion, defensively, was just tackling. We couldn't tackle, we didn't tackle, and we really haven't had that problem up until this point. So we have to get that corrected.
Ian Steele, followed by Dakota Randall.
Hey, Jerod, just checking in on injury updates along the offensive line with Caden and Michael yesterday, and then Vidarian and City moving forward. Do you expect any of these to be long-term?
We haven't had our medical meeting yet. I wish I had a better answer for you, but I'll let you know as the week progresses.
Dakota Randall, followed by Taylor Kyle.
Hey, Jerod, you spoke, I think, before camp about, not having repeated mistakes. We saw Marco Wilson get the DPIs in the first 2 weeks, Kate in the illegal formations in consecutive weeks. How do you balance, being patient with those guys, but also being firm on not allowing repeated mistakes?
Yeah, we always talk about not going out there beating ourselves and being able to adjust on the fly. We talk about the pre-snap penalties that we just can't have, especially against a good team like New York. There is a balance. There is a balance to that. Like with the younger guys, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to do things that you don't expect them to do, and you just got to get those things corrected. The guys that we dress for the game are the guys that we think give us the best chance to go out there and win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Taylor Kyle, followed by Doug Kyde.
Hi, Coach. Thank you for your time. I was wondering, with the benefit of hindsight, it seemed like maybe you got away from the run game a little early. Would you have changed that after watching the tape and just knowing how the game went, or did you feel that the plan to maybe go a little bit more with the passing attack suited what the game needed?
We felt good about the game plan going in. What I will say is defensively, we're on the field too much, and then offensively, we weren't on the field enough. And that's what it comes down to. It comes down to executing. And we talk about being a game plan team, and we talk about our identity. Like I said, it's still early in the season, but we're just trying to find the right combination of not only players on the field, but also with our scheme in all three phases. Thanks.
We'll go Karen Guigan back to Phil Perry. Go ahead, Karen.
Hey, Jerod.
Hi, Karen.
How did you feel that the communication went with Jelani, I believe, having the green dot? And is that something that's going to have to be kind of a work in progress in Bentley's absence?
I didn't think the green dot communication was a problem at all. And when you watch the film, there's nothing the green dot or communication can really save you from defensively. It just came down to tackling the ball carriers, controlling the line of scrimmage, things that we've done up until this point, and we just got to get better. It's always tough when you lose a guy like Bentley, but I do feel like we have players that can step up and fill those roles.
Thanks, Jerod.
Thanks, Karen.
We'll go back to Phil Perry.
Jerod, I'm wondering on a couple of the hits that it looked like maybe Jacoby took last night, including the very first play of the game for you guys offensively. There's an unblocked rusher, but it looks sort of like that person it's part of the design that he's not blocked. How have those keeper plays, do you think, how have they worked for you guys?
Yeah.
Is there anything you can do to sort of mitigate the pressure that happens on those?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's part of it. You go into a game and you watch a lot of film on these guys. They do one thing. You think you're trying to anticipate what they're going to do. They do something different. And I thought Jacoby on that play really did a good job just getting the ball out of his hands. It's just one of those, they were in the right call and we were not in the right call. So.
I see no other hands raised, so thank you very much, Jerod.
Thank you.
Alex Van Pelt will be next.